Is it working? Okay, hi guys, and welcome to what might just be the last episode of this game, Hearts of Iron 3. In the past few months of this war that I have skipped, there's been a bunch of stuff that has been happening. I didn't really consider deemed it to be too necessarily important, but anyway, we got like our first ace fighter, which gives us like a bonus to our air units. We had another one, but he died in an air mission, and in the meanwhile, we got another one. The allies have managed to like sink our one and only like carrier. I don't know how many like dozens of like fighters and support planes they might have lost while trying to do that, but they have done it unfortunately, and there's not much else that I can do about it at this point. Still having the fighters that are, just basically trying to like um, try their best over here to like maintain their superiority. I'm going to send the former like aircraft carriers that have been lost to like also do that. Yeah, they have been synced, and the planes have been transferred to a nearby airfield. We have managed to make a substantial push along the front line in Egypt, hoping to like get to the Suez Canal, but they are slowly like regaining organizations. I'm not sure if I will be able to make any more. The thing is that the game, from what I have read on the internet, does end in 1948. I'm not sure if it's at the beginning of 1948 or at the end of it, but it's 1948 regardless, so we don't have much left, basically. These units, I have no idea how they managed to resist over here, even though they have like literally almost zero organization. I mean, we are attacking in pretty rough terrain, but there we go, we got another ace pilot. It's literally just like one unit fighting at a time. There you go, the battle finally changed in our favor. Sure, let's get the better rocket artillery. More air fights over Greece. That's fine. Also, like another development is that China has finally decided to like step up and join the war effort on the Allies, basically. So technically, reissuing the war between the communists and the nationalists in China, and this also means that this part is now the war and up for taking. Basically, we're going to go ahead and push that in order to like safeguard this Soviet unit stationed in like communist Turkey, basically just the capital of it. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly when the game will end, but there's not much time left, so that's why I'm trying to like make some final pushes over here. And obviously, like over here on the front line, I have sent one of my armies, and the front lines are moving all over the place. But yeah, it's rough. The thing is, what I wanted to mention, or I have two paratrooper units. One of the thing is, I'm not sure if I should just go on, since it's almost the end of the game, to like just go on like on bombing rounds and just nuclear bomb the shit out of everything. This we don't have air superiority over London, but we do have over France, so we could drop nuclear bombs over northern France, it seems, where we seem to have air superiority. That's really interesting, and quite a bunch of air superiority. Okay, we are going to win this fight as expected. They are on low supply, and this is another massive fight because we are going to win Port Sudan by it. So yeah, that gives us yet another like very good push over here. They are trying to like push us back, and they have managed to succeed. So stop the offensive. We need to stop it. They have like reinforced over there, but it's look at how many forces they need in order to like contain our like advances. It's almost ridiculous. They are also trying. Oh my god, they've pushed a lot into like Somalia over here, and they're trying to take this airport. We must be careful on this airport over here. If they try to take it, we'll need to like withdraw the fighters if that's the case. But yeah, it's Christmas, and this is yet another Christmas that it caught us at war. We didn't have one Christmas of peace since 1939, basically. Estonia has been forced to capitulate to the Soviet Union. The basic thing that I want to say before this game like ends like out of the blue is that there is no way this war can end like the amount of effort for either side to push for a total war victory is just humongous. For the Allies, they have to push in through the entire Balkans, which means a lot of like places with rough terrain and a lot of troops that are going to be standing in their way to like that will defend in entrenched positions and fortresses and many more river crossing, and then after that they'll have to go through the entirety of like Soviet Union. Considering the rough terrain and the harsh winter, it seems like it's gonna be like way too costly for them to do something like that. For the Soviets, not only that they have to take out continental Europe, but they will also have to this could be interesting if you could get like these guys on board. I mean, yeah, it's too bad that they didn't get us. It could have opened another front line over here. And as for the Soviet Union, not only that they have to take out the continental Europe, but they'll have to like stage an invasion against Great Britain, something that nobody has ever managed to do in history since the Normans in the 1066. And then, if that's not crazy enough, they'll have to like stage an invasion of the United States, of continental United States across the Atlantic or the Pacific. Which, you know, once again, it's like ridiculous in and of itself to even fathom that this could possibly happen. But then again, that's about it. Alright, I've managed to relieve the out of supply forces over here. We're also going to quickly grab this naval base just to make sure that we have another link, and we are bringing in more troops. I mean, I was expecting to bring in more troops, but apparently we have to order them. Let's go ahead and cover Ankara. As for over here, I think they have pretty much managed to solidify their presence in this port over here, the United States. Yeah, they are still on low supply. I'm not sure exactly why is causing this. So they are losing like a lot more units than us with each attack. Not too much. The terrain penalty is pretty rough even on our side. So I guess you can say that the casualties are quite even. But look at just how many forces they need in order to like maintain this. And they must be suffering like humongous attrition over here in like rough mountainous terrain. Alright, we keep losing air superiority over Greece. They are sacrificing a lot of fighters over here because we still have like, we have the jet fighters that are fighting over here, so I'm not sure what kind of fighters the enemy have, but they are kind of risking it, you know. It's doing it like this. Alright, we are in January 1948, so and the game has not ended yet, so I think it's until the end of the year 1948. So basically I have a little bit more time to play. Not too much, but you know, oh my god, that's a massive invasion over there that we are just not prepared to deal with. Yeah, we're going to lose the things over here, and we have absolutely no means of like defending them. They will keep bringing in troops over here, and they have the port over here. They just like threw in so many numbers that there is absolutely no way for us to dislodge them anymore, despite their like low supply and very little organization as well. They are suffering from that, but they have managed to entrench themselves a little bit, and yeah, they have the terrain advantage. Yeah, it's not going to work. What I am considering though is like some sort of like daring like paratrooper mission, because the thing is that throwing the atom bombs is not enough, you know. You have to like Jet strategic bombers, okay. Which means that we can get let's go for jet tactical bombers. The thing is that dropping the nukes is not enough. It only like reduces the unity. So what I should do is drop the nukes and then try to occupy territory from them. That's a very dangerous push from the allies over here, although if successful it could result into a massive cutoff. But yeah, I don't think it can. The Americans are pushing in despite being on very low supplies, and that still is being in Europe. Imagine fighting like this through the Soviet land. It's like absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I'm wondering if I could like do that. Paratrooper, click to assign an airbase. Let's assign. Do we have enough range if we go from here? I don't have the carriers, I think. I'll need to bring them over from like over here. Right. Whatever. Did we get them? Alright, so we start from over here and we can only paratroop in those regions. Okay, so we want to start from over here in Bohemia. We'll move our transport planes all the way over. It's very close to the front lines, by the way. Oh my god, how did they manage to push in like this? It's ridiculous, and nobody's like cutting them off. All you need is just a single offensive over here and they just cannot do anything. Turkish Socialist Republic has capitulated. That has been captured by... those guys have it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Well, it means that we can no longer like make an offensive over here. So we need to push back in Istanbul. Yeah, it's a big war, but it's not a war that any side can potentially win, I think. Okay, so paratroopers, where are you guys? You guys, I want you to organize from here. And shit, I didn't mean to like click the actual like air base. You have to like click in paratrooper source and land behind the front lines somewhere over there. Alright, you do that. To perform a paratrooper, we must have more than 70% air superiority in the next strategic regions. Western Germany, and we don't have it. We don't have air superiority over Western Germany. How is that even possible? What are the planes doing around here? Oh my god. That's a lot of airplanes from the enemies. So how can we even like drop the bombs over here? We don't have strategic air superiority over Western Germany, but we do have it over France. That is weird. You know what? Fuck it. We're just going to nuke Paris. Yeah, it has been said. Sorry, it's going to be done. We are at a war. It's a total war. And we're going to do it. Are we going to face reprisals? I mean, probably. Yeah. Atomic bombing of Paris. Countless casualties. France was in a shock as its capital suffered what may be the worst devastating event it has ever experienced by centuries of wars and revolution. The Parisians had expected conquest, but not utter brutal desolation. Through periods at Champs-Élysées past the remains of the Arc of Triumph seem unlikely in the city's current state. Perhaps the coming decades will see the birth of a new Paris, but Paris in the public mind, city built in the Belle Epoque, is gone forever. The City of Light has burned out. Oh yeah. The City of Light has indeed burned out. Can bomb everything in northern France, but nothing else, because we don't have air superiority over them. Right, more attempts of like naval invasions. This is so weird. We're lacking production of like fighters and heavy fighters. I don't know, man. I don't really know. Look at this fucking thing, man. What the hell? How do they manage to do this? I don't even know. When we were fighting against Japan, they were not able to do this kind of offensive despite like thousands of attempts. Now they just like push them in and you know, they like just win it. Well, you know, mechanized offensive, sure, let's grab that. Since we do have mechanized units after all. Pushing us like all over the place. And they are managing to win despite, look at this, they have like river crossings and like low supply, and we have entrenchments, and still they do manage to push them out. They just like have so many numbers, but that's mostly because our units are like so spread apart basically, and the Soviets are not like enacting any sort of like actual offensive. Okay, let us pull back our transports. It's clear that the mission in this kind of way is unrealistic, and let us cancel the paratrooper order and disband the army. They're just going to fight as regular units, if at all possible. And yeah, guess I'll just cut the recording right now and be right back if there is anything like significant happening. There's just no way. They are no longer on low supplies. Alright, so it's done. Our entire plan of an offensive over here has also like completely fallen. There are no units defending the front lines over here though, so this might be how, imagine that, just these 5 units just going and plowing through the middle of Africa, just taking out everything. That could be something very weird and daring, but yeah, I guess we'll just take the territory since there's no one defending them. Just creating more problems for them, and yeah. See you guys in a bit. Well, we are back here a little bit of time later, and yeah, in the middle of the summer, things are looking pretty horrible over here. Apparently, the Allies had a lot more troops than I initially expected. I should have checked the war map mode, but yeah, I really shouldn't have joined this war. Interestingly enough, like both Mongolia and Communist China have surrendered, resulting in a fully unified nationalist China over here. Some attempts at taking over Istanbul have been done by the Allies, but they have been pushed back due to our superior entrenchment over here, and the naval penalty is pretty bad. However, a massive army of our own has been encircled over here in Germany and is going to slowly be starved out. The offensive that the Allies have managed to push all the way over to Danzig over here was absolutely fabulous. The way they've managed to do it. Apart from that, we are still trying to make our small pushes over here and there. Trying to like have a hand over the Allies wherever we can, basically. Trying to push them out whenever we can, wherever you can. It's very hard. They have a lot more troops, and we keep getting pushed away every time we try. But yeah, as I said, if I were to go back, I think that's what I would do. I just wouldn't join the war. I'm not sure what the consequences of that would have been. Probably me just getting kicked out of Comintern, but frankly, that would have been a lot better than whatever is happening over here. It's just ridiculous, and I don't think I can negotiate myself out of this war. Offer peace, it doesn't work. Now the war leader and the war score in favor of the winning side must be at least 50% in order for us to surrender. Yeah, it's not really going to happen, unfortunately. And the bombing of Paris didn't really do much, which is yet another unfortunate event. And we're going to take over the port. It's so weird how sometimes they just like give out on a unit, you know. They just hold it out, and then once we give them a breather, they just retreat. So, you know, at least we got that. Yeah. I don't think there's enough time left in this game to like decide the war, basically, since it ends in 1948. But we'll see how it looks at the end of it. So see you guys in a bit. And yeah, we keep losing air superiority all the time. Not much you can do about that. Whatever, sure. Well, while I was just like playing pretty much casually over here, I finally decided like give you a heads up of the situation. I had no idea just how massive the situation just turned on its head, basically, in our disadvantage. However, I did lose the army that I tried to use to like basically push over here to the Suez Canal. Basically got encircled and was destroyed, as with many of my other armies. We have managed to keep Istanbul, however, there's been like a massive offensive over here that I've just did not notice. United Kingdom and the United States have landed over here, and look at this, they have captured Leningrad and they have basically sectioned the Soviets in half over here. The entire like front line has been completely severed over here. So part of from this bit that is encircled over here, there is a massive chance that this entire thing gets encircled, and not to mention like the massive pushes that are occurring in Siberia through China is absolutely massive. I cannot imagine from where do the Allies manage to get that much manpower. I mean, it's clear that it's the United States probably, but even by that, all adults serve, service by requirement, scrapping the barrel. Even with the United States, I'm just amazed by the amount of like manpower that they've been able to like bring forward. I don't think in reality they would have done that. I don't think that the population would have agreed to a war of such scale, basically. And it's also really stupid that I have these 14 nuclear bombs, but I cannot use because I don't have air superiority, nor can I just load them up on some missiles because my missiles are still the old ones that I cannot disband for some whatever reason to replace them with the new ones. And yeah, it's just basically this stupid like back and forth. I don't even know what happened with the constructions over here. I do keep getting reports of like naval invasions. This time is actually for real. Um, there is not really a naval invasion, but an attack over here from the north. So yeah, they completely took us by surprise over here. They moved all those units up over there. Instead of attacking us from the west, they are attacking us from the east. Something like completely unexpected. Mouse killed over Eastern Balkans. Has gone in flames in the line of duty. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. We lost another ace of the skies. It's really bad. We cannot maintain air superiority like at all over this place. So yeah, we cannot deploy our nukes basically. And look at this, the entire like front line is just like collapsing in on itself. The Soviets are retreating to deal with this situation, which is unheard of. And look at this, they have even pushed through the Caucasus over here. They're going to get Sevastopol, which means that the entire Soviet fleet that is stationed over there will be pushed out and probably eliminated. There has been some pushes over here in Africa, but nothing too significant, and yeah, it's really bad. Let us grab our Air Force back and maybe use these to like regain air superiority, although I'm not sure what this can even do at this point. It's really bad. It's really bad. Alright, these are standing by. Get ready to engage on normal operations. Look at just how many bombers they have. Alright, this is slowly like reducing their number as we have engaged our fighters, but look at how many casualties we have suffered on that. It's bad. It's really bad. And yeah, I cannot surrender because of this thing. I cannot like negotiate any sort of peace treaty. But the thing is that the war, I mean not the war, but the game will end in 1 month. So we can kind of say that the war is undecided. But yeah, the Allies might have been able to win this war. I'm not sure how the world map will look after this, and whether I don't think it would be possible to like control this kind of like large territories. The populations of both Europe and also the Russians would not like accept such a things, and they would rise up. No questions asked about that, but it's interesting to think about it. You know how things have ended up. It's very interesting. They keep wanting to send us expeditionary forces, but we really can't do anything with them. These are some of them that we have. We cannot do much with them. Oh, we might be able to make an offensive over here. Could we make a breakthrough? Is there any hope in the world for this small army to make a breakthrough? I don't think. Yeah, they just reinforce immediately, and there you go. We just lost once again. They have withdraw. They got another army in, but I don't think it will last. I wonder is it's no longer Harry Truman is now the president, so the election did took place as normal. But yeah, they have reinforced with fresh units, and we just cannot hold any form of offensive. We are out of supplies. We are surrounded. So it's just not much that we can do. The fleet has been pushed out. It better like dock before it's like bombed out. They have landed in all over the place over here. Obviously, there is the front line that is holding them out, but this fucking thing, like what happened over here, is absolutely ridiculous. Here and here, what is happening? Very interesting though that they have not landed in Japan. You know, it's they have pretty much like learned their lesson. They are not taking the fight to Japan. You know, they are taking care of the Soviet Union. They have taken out Korea and you know, Soviet China or whatever, but they are not landing in Japan. They know like just how horrible those naval landings were, so they are not trying that experience again. I don't even know what am I doing over here. I don't even see the point in trying, basically. What are these units? Can we defeat them? Yeah, there you go. But there's really not much that we can do. How about we attack over here and like force them out, since they are in like multiple combats? Yeah, that's a little something that we can do. But it's thing that they're just like minor victories that in the grand scheme of things don't really mean much, because you know the Soviets, you know, once the I'm not sure if they will surrender if they capture Moscow. It's clearly that they are trying to push for that, but it's not going to be a pretty pleasant situation regardless. So yeah, it's just horrendous. So I guess I'll you know, I'll make like one final more skip until the end of the days, basically, and we'll see how things stand at that point. Alright, and we are back. Today is like Christmas of 1948, and as I said before, since like, I mean, if you consider it, there's been like the civil war in Spain since 1936, so technically there hasn't been any Christmas since the beginning of the game until now that has been at peace. You know, there's been the civil war in Spain, there's been the war in Asia that has started sooner, you know, due to the invasion of Japan against China. There's been the World War, and since our intervention until now, there's been just continuous war with just only like 6 months of peace. Finland has surrendered. I mean, you know, things are pretty bad all over the place. But yeah, we are basically saved by the bell. How you would say if you in school if you are like chased by a bully and the bell rings, you know. That's what happens to us. Although I think from what I've read is that you can like continue the game if you want to, but there is not much point because there are no new technologies coming up. There are no new things in the national focus trees. So yeah, it's just going to end over here, I think. Seems it seems that it keeps going. I'm not sure. Didn't I thought it read it like ended in 1948. I'm not sure why it keeps going. We might have a surprise. Well, regardless, there's not much else that I can do in this war, and I still cannot like surrender. You're not the war leader or for the losing side. I just want to separate peace out. Why is that not an option over here? It's in all other games, but in this one it's like nope, you can't do that. It's so weird. It's very weird. But yeah, let me see a little bit about this and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but yeah, the game just keeps on going. I know it's an optional thing to move past 1948, but from some whatever reason it's actually present over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to move our own ass out of this war. So I just hired a new guy that increases our daily support for democracy. And yeah, that's what we are going to do basically. We're going to try and move ourselves towards democracy basically, and to try and get ourselves out of the war that way. I don't think I'll continue much after that, you know. This has been pretty much long enough, and I'm getting pretty tired of this, but there's really not much else to say. It's been a wonderful game so far. But it has been a little bit, let's just say, a little bit unrealistic, you know, with how things have been going, especially with this. This is just like unfathomable, I think. But yeah, we're going to basically do what Romania did in 1948. In 1944 I meant, the turning the weapons around, just that we are going to do it in like combined arms. We are going to do it in like in reverse, you know. We are going to turn our arms from the Soviet side, which we started to, on the Allied side. So you know, it's gonna end good one way or the other. The biggest problem is the huge presence of like Soviet forces on our territory that will immediately jump on us. So we should have some forces to defend our capital and like main stations, I think. But yeah, that's basically my plan. And I mean, with us out of the war and on the new side, but the Soviets are basically just going to fall. Daily change 0.01. This popularity affects our scale to 16%, and this daily change is 0.06. It is reduced by collectivist ethos, but it's influenced by democratic influence and democratic politician. It has been growing for a while, but yeah, we are finally trying to move it on our own. It's just it's going very slow though. That is the biggest problem. Can we negotiate with the Soviet Union to like get us out of the revoke our guarantee? No, to get us out of the Comintern. No, it doesn't work, man. Once in the Comintern, forever in the Comintern, you know how they say it. Logistics company. I never even see these kind of things. I think this is one of the reasons why we are not playing this well. If our units had like logistic companies and things like that, we probably would have been in a better situation. But it's gonna take so long to move ourselves to democratic. I should have done that way earlier. But hopefully it will happen. We will see. Until then, there's not much else to do but to, you know, skip once again. Well, boys, it seems that it's pretty much over for us. I don't think we'll be able to escape from this massive allied offensive after taking out like pretty much everything in its way. As kind of expected, has finally reached our territory, and we have not managed to push our people towards democracy fast enough. It's just like it goes too slow, and I just wasn't able to do it. So it's pretty clear that very shortly the entire front lines will collapse. The entire front line over here will collapse, which will force me to surrender. It has been a lot of fun. It has been a great honor fighting by this side. I don't know what will happen after this. You know, if I didn't join the war, or if I started the democratic push as soon as the war began, we might have been able to get to it, but it goes so slow and we don't have any events. The thing is that when I pushed for communism, we had some events that like made it a little bit faster. I gave it 15% and then another 15%, and there you go, you could have done it. But over here it doesn't seem to work. Despite our best attempts, Iran hasn't joined the war on our side. So yeah, it's pretty much over here. Like, I don't think there's much that we can do. Also, Yugoslavia has fallen. Greece is pretty much done for. I mean, they still have Athens, but it will fall in eventually. Interestingly enough, we still managed to hold Istanbul over here despite continuous offenses. Because, yeah, we know pretty much how that went on our side, so we learned from our mistakes. And they are not doing very well at getting that. Xinjiang has capitulated, Greece has capitulated. They don't have enough civilian factories to maintain the trade of steel. This means that more and more of our units are pretty much unable of like resupplying. And yeah, we're pretty much done for. I'm not even bothering to like increase the mobilization level or like the our units over here are like completely surrounded. Mobilization level or the other thing, the whatchamacallit, economic or service by requirement for the military, because it's as I said, it's too late. What I would try to do something that if possible to like upset the population so I can get them more to the democratic side. It's so ridiculous. I even have 16 nukes and I cannot use them because you cannot use them if you don't have air superiority. You cannot just load them up on missiles and just, you know, send them. We have advanced ballistic missiles that can reach all the way to United Kingdom, and you know, we just cannot use them. It's stupid. It's I don't know. This game, as I said, it's a little bit, you know, it has a little bit of issues. Also, if you notice, like the screen is a little bit smaller or looks a little bit weirder, it's because I lowered the resolution because I really could not stand the lag anymore. So we have these units that are completely encircled and they're going to be completely cut off. It's not going to be long until Bucharest falls, and I think when that happens we are pretty much done for. And we and Japan once again, and obviously the Soviet Unions, are the last countries to resist in this war. Japan has not even been, they have not suffered anything. It's like, what the hell? They're sitting there in their isolated little island nation not doing anything, you know? How is that even fair? It's taking so long, like 0.04 per day. It means like it will take 100 days to get 4%. And that means like more than 3 months, and that's just not even 50%. We'll need like 6 more percent in order to like sway the elections. So for that we'll need like almost 150 days, almost 5 months more. And in this current situation, it is impossible to resist like 5 more months. You know, you can look at the supply situation. This is completely cut off. This still has decent supply, but you know, like it's pretty much over. I would have not imagined the Allies being able to put such an outstanding performance. And they're finally starting to take the fight to Japan as well over here. They're starting with, you know, Laos over here. So, you know, it's going, it's happening. And I cannot surrender, you know, like I cannot offer peace. Um, what do you mean the war has been raging for 1 of the 6 months you're needed for surrendering? I cannot like get out of the Comintern. It's so ridiculous. It's we cannot do anything. That is what I really dislike. Apart from a few military inaccuracy and you know the nuclear bombs that don't do much, the fact that you cannot really do anything to like get yourself out of the war once you're in it, it's ridiculous. I mean, almost anything. I am trying to push for the democratic side to win, but it's going too slow. You cannot like say, you know, we are switching towards democratic right now. I cannot like I try to like fire him and hire him again just to get those events. You know, try to do it like this, but you know, it still doesn't do it. It's still not good enough. 46%. I mean, we are close, and I am on speed 4, but I think like our country will fall before we'll be able to do something like this. Unfortunately, it's impossible to resist the onslaught over here. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, I'll basically see you either when we manage to get ourselves out of the war. That's when when the war is over. I'll regain the transmission, no matter how the war ends. They got Moscow. No, they haven't. They are very close. Oh my god. We might actually like Soviet Union might fall first. How weird that is. How about on our side? Are we like the... No, it's People's Republic of Japan and the Soviet Union are the war leaders. That's so stupid. We have contributed so much at this war. It's absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, I think we have got it. Finally, Jesus Christ, what took you so long? After a really long wait, we have and after gaining some very good events which pushed our popularity for the Democratic Liberal Party up to like 67%, we finally got the event for the referendum. So yeah, our country is pretty much ravished over here, but our capital is still standing, and funny enough, Istanbul is still standing over here. They have not managed to dislodge us from over there. And yeah, that's about it. But yeah, let's say yes to the referendum and push to our new political agenda. Alright, we are now once again democratic. Communism has been defeated. Election, government contested. Okay. With an upcoming election, people are beginning to catch the capability of counterindividual to pursue an ongoing war has suffered greatly. And yeah. Let the political landscape shift to keep the people united. Change in popularity of communism by 7%. I don't want that. The crisis in trust is truly unfortunate. I prefer to lose some national unity and political power, which I have a lot of. But yeah, the election already occurred, so we are pretty much done in this regard. Can I can I get out now, out of the war, please? It's I've had enough, guys. Um, how can I do anything about this now that I am like democratic and whatnot? Can I you know, just say guys, you know, we want to get out. Um, they've canceled the non-aggression pact. Okay, well that's very lovely. We're still not the war of the losing side. I know, but that's not the point. You know, can't we not just like finish this? How the this is stupid. I want to get out of this alliance. I want to end this war. Why will it not give this to me? Why is the game so fucking stubborn to refuse to give this to me? I don't understand. I really don't get it. I changed my government. I'm no longer, you know, I'm no longer with the communism. I'm free. I'm done. I want out. What do they not understand on the idea that I want out? This is ridiculous. No, I don't get it. I don't. It's too much for me. I guess they just have to take over our capital or whatever, and they will eventually get Istanbul, and then they will eventually get our capital, and that'll be it, you know. They'll just fucking win the war, whatever. Hooray, we'll capitulate. It's so stupid. This is not what happened in real life. In real life, you just like we just like flipped, you know, just like hey, we are with the other side, no problem. Over here, this game is like nope. You made a choice, fucking you're going to stay with it for the rest of your fucking life. No freaking second questions asked. Which is what I don't understand. Let's, I don't know, revoke our guarantee maybe? Will this work? Infection, generated war tension. I mean, I don't get it, man. I really don't. I'd invite the allies in my capital if I could. I'm not sure. If I move my units, will they just take it? I wonder. Will they just come in? And over here, if I just like disband this army, you know, if I just say remove army, and let's just, it's so laggy. Once again, let's just say disband all our units. You know, the Soviets will not be able to withstand it, so Istanbul falls like instantaneously, and over here they can just take the capital, and I'll just surrender, you know. I had enough. I literally had enough of this game or whatever. It's clear that we cannot win. I'm not sure how this is even possible to have happened, but it did. The war will still not be over because Japan is still not out yet, and yeah, that's something, and it will not end until the Soviet Union and Japan surrenders. So you know, that's something, but I'm not going to wait anymore for that. I'm look, it's just free. There's no one sitting there, and they are not taking it. They must think that it's a trap. Aha! It's a trap, and you know, they'll not take it. But I really just want out. Seriously, I I don't know. I don't even know what to do anymore. 67%. I'm not even sure if they grab it, if this would take us out of the war. We have like so much national unity. This is dumb. Okay, we will see how this ends in just a second. Alright, finally. I just had to disband my entire freaking armies, and that has finally caused my country to capitulate. Yeah. So we are now a government in exile, huh? with all our things taken by none other than China. And the game still did not end. Look at this. The game still keeps going because the war is not yet over, you know. And I mean, even if it did end, I don't think we'll be like completely occupied. We're just going to be created into another puppet state. So yeah, if I were to go back, I'll just not press the decision to like join the war. But all that being said, I am going to end this playthrough over here. It should have ended since 2 years ago, but for some whatever reason it kept going, and we can see that there's not much hope left. So we have won the World War II, but we have lost the World War III, basically. So that's about how things went. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope you guys like this small series, and yeah, I'll be back with some more of other games. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe I'll return to this game and play as a different country. I don't know. It depends. It really depends on you and how much you enjoy this series. But until then, see you guys next time. Bye bye.